welcome to Vancouver. My name is Simon Armstrong, and I'm here with my co-host.
And I'm Simon Truth Armstrong, Esquire, man of the night, reader of books. I'd like to give a shout out to all the soldiers overseas, and I'd also like to give a heads up to all the cute baristas out there. I just attended my 5th pickup artist class, and I'm coming for you.
Oh, no.
What's up, man?
I knew that you were going to... I thought that... You know what I thought? Is that you were just going to do another, like, Alex, painter of houses, and just move along. Be like, oh, sorry, I forgot. It's just really hard. But I like that better.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. You see, what is it? Imitation is the sincerest form of something.
Oh, tell me what happened on 420, and then I'll get around to my malarkey. But
I went to 420 downtown by the art gallery, the Vag, and I purchased a brownie from a dreadlocked woman. I intended on interviewing some people and kind of getting some funny clips, none of which I did. Mainly because I never really realized this, but a lot of the people down there are just 15-year-olds who just want to buy pot. I didn't actually realize that. I thought foolishly that it was like an activist thing, but it's not. It's just 15-year-olds smoking pot. Anyways, I went home with this
You
pot
bought a brownie.
Yeah, I bought a pot brownie, and I ate it on the SkyTrain home on the Millennium Line or whatever.
All at once.
Yes, all at once. The full thing. I haven't smoked pot in years at this point.
Oh my god.
I know.
I love this.
I know. I was feeling ashamed because I didn't get any interviews. I didn't actually do anything for the podcast.
That's a good entry point emotionally into a trip is shame.
Shame.
Yeah.
Well, which I feel 80% of the time.
Sure, go on.
So, I ate this fucker down, and I went, fuck it, I'm ready for this. And I went home, and I started cleaning. I started sweeping up the place. I started, and eventually I realized that I had been rubbing the floor with a wet cloth for 15 minutes, the same spot. And
that's so cliched, too.
Yeah. Well...
You just started cleaning. Oh, I've been cleaning.
I was intending on cleaning before I was high. Like, I wasn't high at that point.
Okay.
I just was like,
I've
got to clean my fucking house. And, I entered a pit of self-loathing. Like,
did it creep up on you, or did it kind of just...
Yes. It just hit me. It just fucking hit me. And it was basically like, there was a point, actually, where I was curled up like a sausage on the kitchen floor, and I was just repeating to myself, I hate myself. I hate myself. And I was rolling back and forth.
Are you,
It was a full mental
is this
breakdown.
real?
Yeah, this is... I'm not making this up at all.
No way.
Yeah, and this is what happened. This is why I quit. Because this fucking shit just happens to me when I fucking get high now. I don't know why, but it's
you were really down on yourself.
I was...
Is that why you got a haircut? Is this like the new...
No.
Okay.
This, it was like... I was having memories of stuff that had happened like a week before, and just making up things in my head about why...
I just want you to be as detailed as possible with this, because I'm really enjoying this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was having delusions that I was the biggest asshole and the meanest
Delusions?
person. But like every joke I had made about somebody, I was reliving in my head. I think I was referring to them as, I remember thinking this in my head, that they're time machine nightmares, which is all just a memory. Yeah, I said I'm having time machine nightmares, and I would just think about something like an insult that I said to somebody or whatever, and I go like, why did I say that? Why did I say that? And then I was walking around my house looking at like my DVDs or like shit that I have, and I was saying, what have I done for any of this? I don't deserve any of this. I need to throw this all away. And I was actually pacing, and I went to go lie down, but I lay down and I couldn't stop like moving my legs up and down. And I was just thinking, like, you're the biggest piece of shit that ever existed, and I hate you. And
what have you done to deserve all this?
Nothing. That's the thing, though, is it's all basically true. But I just don't care, well, I guess, when I'm not, I'm tripping. And I remember thinking about this podcast, too, which is the funniest thing.
Can you give me the intonation, like, when you were just cursing your existence on the couch? Was it like a whispery mumble? Because that's really.
I hate myself. I hate myself. I hate myself.
Wow.
Yeah. I was actually face down on the floor, rolling back and forth. I can remember the feeling of like my phone hitting my leg as I. Oh, anyways, I was thinking about this podcast, and I was thinking that.
Oh, big mistake.
Yes, and I made up this thing in my head that I was the biggest piece of shit and just outrageous like asshole that ever existed, and that you and everybody else just liked coming in here and doing this because I would say really mean and hurtful things, and that you just couldn't believe that I was saying these things.
Simon,
I know.
Like, this might be that is true.
I know it's true, but in my at the time, it was a it was like a malicious thing where it's like, oh, everyone's just like everyone hates me and is insulting me.
Yeah,
I know that part's not true, but it's weird though because it felt so therapeutic when I woke up the next day because I was like, oh fuck, like it's like. I don't know. I know a lot of it isn't true, but then you also get a side of it where you're basically getting an insight into all the shit that you maybe don't like about yourself. But
yeah, wow.
It was a full like breakdown. Like I was having points where I was like, "Oh fuck, what's happening to me?" Like, "Oh my god, this is fucked." Like it lasted for like 10 hours too.
The whole paranoid, anxious, emotional onslaught that happens sometimes with weed, I feel is like, yeah, it's just all the stuff that's there normally turned up like to the max, and you just have to deal with it all at one time. Like, because I get that sometimes when I smoke weed, and it's all the stuff that, my concerns that are like usually hidden a little bit more, but for me it's always relationship stuff with women. I think it's because I did therapy, and therapy just instills you with like a sense of like, I deserve to be happy, which I don't. But I don't have I don't have that stress in my life. For me, it's just all like, oh my God, why am I in a relationship? I need to get out of this relationship. I need to.
Really?
But if I don't, I'll just be so lonely. And like, I need to, I've only had sex with this amount. It's not enough. I'm getting old. My face is drying up. What's going to happen? Like, clearly I have like weird mother issues. And I mean, you were over for Easter.
Yeah,
so,
I was.
So that's what happens to me. And then I'll get to a point where it's like I reach the eye of the storm and everything will become very still. This is like if I get way too high with probably any kind of drug, and I'll go like, no, wait a minute. I am in control. And then I'll try to stay there, but then the storm starts again. And then the next day you wake up. And I guess it is a little cathartic, but yeah. I don't know what to say, man.
Yeah. No, there's nothing to say. It's just, I had a complete fucking breakdown.
Yeah,
and
that's great.
Yeah.
That's the best.
You know what the best part is? It's not even that good of a story. And whatever. So
I mean, it's it's a good story if we try to figure out like what would it take to make you feel like you appreciate your DVD collection. Like what did that voice want from you? You know what I mean? Like what was it?
That voice, I think it really wanted me to like get a real job and to.
What is a real job?
I don't know. A job.
Good
I
start.
think is probably what it wanted. Any job.
Like you're in radio school right now, so your options basically are to continue being this person, or to become a Zoo Crew morning personality.
Yeah.
And like become an acceptable. But then if you got high, you'd be sitting there, you'd be like, I'm a fucking hack. I'm like.
Yeah.
And then I would despise you.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So I don't know. It's
Well, I didn't do the marijuana thing on 420, but I also had a complete mental breakdown.
Okay.
My girlfriend forced me to take my meds. Like,
oh wow.
Yeah, she was like, you're really going off like the deep end. But it wasn't all because of like my bipolar stuff. The bipolar stuff may be more emotional than usual, but I had an experience in time that was just awful. So it all comes down to game game with women.
That's all your problems.
I think the best way to do this is to put it in the context of like something else. So for say like a stand-up comedian, which is another like rapport between human beings and trying to win people over. So I think it really lends itself well to this as an analogy. But there was a time where I was doing a lot more stand-up than I am now, and I got really overconfident with my abilities because I had like a bunch of good shows in a row where my material was working, and I just thought like, okay, well, I can't fail now. I'm just doing awesome, so I can start taking more chances. Like, I don't have to obey the rules anymore. Like, I'm fucking Neo in the Matrix. It's time to start dodging bullets, so to speak. And there was this one show that I did, and I did a joke that I'd never done before. I opened with it, and I was just like, this is just going to be great because I know it's going to be great. And the joke, I can remember it very clearly, was I just told the story of the Grinch in The Grinch Stole Christmas.
What?
And just was like trying to show it was a Grinch bit.
Okay.
And a woman halfway through put up her hand and went like, look, I'm going to be honest with you. This is really depressing. Like, you're making everyone really sad.
Oh my God.
There's no way we could possibly ever laugh at this. And it was just a disastrous set. And like, you have to bomb eventually really badly, and then that it's a reality check. You realize you're only human, right? And then so that's what this was. I fucking bombed in terms of flirtation so hard. Like, it was so embarrassing.
Okay.
It was so embarrassing. I was skateboarding, and the place where I usually skateboard flat ground is like right next to the upper part of the seawall where like just a lot of beautiful people walk. And there was this group of like 4 or 5 total babes, and normally I wouldn't interact with them, but you're so happy to hear what's about to come. And honestly, I don't even know if I'll be able to tell this the way it happened. Like, I'm trying so hard not to edit myself. Do you want it literally exact word for word? Because if I edit this slightly, it will be a funnier story.
Okay.
But if I tell you it the way it occurred word for word, it'll be tragically. It'll still be funny, but it'll also be like really like, oh, yuck.
I don't know.
Which one do you want?
At this point, we have 15 minutes.
Choose your adventure.
Let's get the real one.
Okay. So she walks by, and I fuck up a trick in front of them. I don't land my trick, and she goes, "You failed. You're cute though." She says that, which is like, as a guy, like, that's the most you could ever hope for, right? No hot chick is ever just going to be like, "I want that dick," Like, she did a little like insult, neg, whatever they call it, like flirtation. Like, normally you're not going to get an opening right like that.
I think that we take cute a little too seriously because chicks throw that fucking word around.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. But I would still say that if I had really good skills there, I'd be able to turn that into something.
Okay.
If only like just a situation where I get a laugh or come out on top, or just because she was playfully, like, she was kind of like flirting a little bit, but at the same time she was just like ripping on me in like a cocky way. So I try to flip it now. Now, we need to slow this down and just pause this moment in time and to give you some backstory to what I was listening to. So I was listening to the Patrice O'Neill relationship show at the time.
Oh no.
So not only am I like really cocky in my abilities, like, oh, I can just say whatever I want. I've been listening to Patrice, whose whole thing is like, just call women bitch. Just say bitch. Just, you should facepalm with both hands. Like, you just like, you tell them exactly what you think.
Okay.
Like, just don't, just the whole like womanizing, like,
my neck is getting so itchy.
Yeah.
I want to rip through my face right now.
Just like, So in that moment, I take off my earbuds and I'm like, okay, so just fucking, and now this is just like, you can never use someone else's game. Like, you need to use what works for you. The whole like relationship shows are hilarious to listen to, but there's no actual person that listens to somebody else's advice and is like, okay, I'm going to do that now and it's going to work for me, Like, maybe he can call, bitch, what you, stuff like that because it's natural to him.
He's a 6'7", fucking 450-pound black guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, I could have just said bitch, and this would have been a great story, and it would have been really embarrassing. But I didn't even have the confidence to try to be like that.
Okay.
I said, and I quote, "If I was black, I'd be like, bitch, what you know about skateboarding?"
What?
Exactly. So they're walking off, and they turn back, and she said, "If you were black, you would have landed the trick."
What?
And then her friend goes, and you're racist. Ew.
Oh no.
And they walk off. And then I mumbled something else. Like, don't leave it. I just, yeah. And I fucking, so at this point, like, I hate myself. I'm like swearing. I'm just like hitting my board on stuff.
Oh my God.
I'm just like, why did you say that? That was the stupidest shit ever. Like, what? You can't call someone a bitch. Look at you. You're this like, you're the whitest white. You look like a fucking politician's son. You can't ever do that. Like, why did you say the word black? Why did you like make a character?
Yeah.
You're not like in the Fringe show in Edinburgh doing crowd work with, it's like, you're an idiot. You suck. So that's my emotional state. And then I walk down to the bottom part of the seawall because I'm like, I just need to clear my head. Now there's these skateboarders there. And I'm like, okay, I can interact with these skateboarders. Now,
These
my
are your
negative...
people. They're going to refill your confidence here.
My negative energy was so bad that I watched skateboarders for 5 minutes and they were trying tricks and they both injured themselves. I was a black hole. Like, they fell 10 feet off this thing trying and smashed into the ground. So I'm watching people like hurt themselves and go to the hospital. And I'm just fucking an idiot. And I'm walking around like I was completely despairing. Like, there's no, I don't even want to be alive right now.
You're the cooler for everything.
Exactly.
You're the cooler.
Exactly. And I just know, like, the girl's just, I don't know if you're like this, but like when I fuck up with a girl, I'm like, oh, she's just walking around. And I wasn't even trying to get her number. I was just trying to be a boss.
You're just gonna have a
I'm
cool
not a boss.
line.
I'm a fucking janitor.
Yeah. You're walking past women with babies and strollers. They're tripping. Their babies are fucking dumping out. Guys in wheelchairs are fucking going down hills.
Right.
You're
so
terrible.
I go home and I'm like just ranting. I just tell my girlfriend everything and about how I hate life. And you know when you're ranting, you want the other person to be like, oh my God, I know. You should be angry right now. But what do they always say? They always go, you need to chill out right now.
Calm down.
And calm down. And that makes you just want to fucking like...
That's never calmed anybody down.
Yeah. So the whole thing was just, it was really bad. And I just felt like such an idiot.
Yeah.
And now, like, I have no game. That's, if somebody asked me like what level are you on in like talking to women, I'd be like, oh, I've never talked to a woman. I'm a eunuch.
You've been kicked off the cliff and now you're at fucking square one.
I would say I've had my pimp card revoked, but I was never a pimp. This is just like, and she was beautiful, so beautiful. Like,
yep, yeah. I mean, the worst part of it is that she just said something fucking retarded too, though. You fail. You're cute though. Like, there's no substance in that at all.
Exactly.
And yet you tried to come back with some kind of witty thing and clearly fucked it up, and it ruined your entire day.
Yeah.
That is fucked.
It's almost like the fact that I was so affected by it is just as embarrassing as the fact that, like, because she's probably not thinking about it. Whether I did well or not, she doesn't give a fuck. She probably has some like rich boyfriend and
she's just commenting on some fucking thing she sees.
It was like, you know, when you're a child and your parents are like, I spy with my little eye to pass the time as we drive to Wendy's. They were seriously like, yeah, that's all it was. To me, it's this, and that bothers me. Like, I can't even fail at the things that don't matter.
Yeah.
What am I going to do when I get my big chance in life?
Yeah.
Do a little fucking character.
People always say it's the little things that count, but it's like, what are you going to do if you fuck those up too?
The big things count too. I'm trying to think of what are the big things in my life. There are no big things because the big things are just made up of a lot of little things.
Yeah.
So when you have a big fuck up, it's just like, oh, I had so many little fuck ups that people paid notice and decided like it's time for you to have a big fuck up.
So nobody's in a good mood here today.
I'm actually in a pretty good mood.
Oh, are you?
Regardless of that. I mean, I watched Alien. That put me in a good mood.
Sure.
And then I don't know. I felt okay. Like, I feel fine now.
You know what you should have said to her?
I mean, I've thought of a million things, and that made me feel even worse because it's like, who are you thinking of all these like alternate timeline things that you could have done? But
I think,
what would you have said?
I think that the only real way to like go about responding to it is that's all you can say.
Yeah.
Suck a nigga dick for an iPhone 6.
Yeah.
Nothing. I would have had nothing. I would have had.
If I had ignored them, that would have been the best thing because you're right. It wasn't a full flirt.
No, but
it's kind of lose-lose.
Anyone would have responded to that, because a hot chick saying something even remotely flirtatious with you, you're going, oh fuck, I have to do this.
Right.
You know what's been
that's
like
the downfall.
Everything that's been beaten into our heads is you got to take that chance, man.
Right.
You got to take that chance. That's been beaten so hard into everybody's mind that if some hot chick does something like that, you're gonna go, okay, fuck yeah, I got to.
You realize their seawall walk is just a series of guys doing that.
Yeah.
Like 10 feet later, another guy, she's just like, what, are you going to eat that sandwich? Hey, girl, I'll eat your
Yeah, that's right.
A train of embarrassment.
Really is.
It would be really amazing to have that power over a gender.
Fuck.
We'll never know what that feels like.
No, we're just...
And then that is funny because... that is kind of what Patrice O'Neill always talked about, that women have that power over men. You know, equality and all that is great, but like, I would never be able to walk by some chick doing yoga and go, nice downward dog. You know, I'd be like, what are you saying?
Well, yeah. I mean...
it's the rules of life.
Fuck. Yeah.
So you're listening to, we introduced the podcast. You can always reach the show at 604podcast@gmail.com. We're moving to more episodes because we just have no life, basically. So we're just going to be doing this constantly until we're rich and famous.
Yep. So for a long time.
We've got some good guests coming, but today is just Simon and I.
Shooting the shit, talking about depressing shit.
Hashing things out. I'm really thrilled that the Canucks are going to lose.
Are you?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I realized that for me to do stand-up and for us to... The Canucks doing well only hurts us.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to listen to us talk about getting rejected on the seawall, and nobody wants to see me do stand-up at lounges and when the Canucks are doing well. But when there are no Canucks...
That's true.
It's just open season.
Yeah. They can focus on other people's misery, not their own.
Yeah.
Canucks are fucking terrible.
Did you watch the game?
Yes. That was ugly. It was so bad.
What is it? Why do we attach ourselves to this team year after year?
It's got the city's name on it. I don't know. It's our team. It's our thing. They build that. We are all Canucks. They market it like that.
Yeah. We have seen so many players come and go, and so many. That just never happens. It hurts.
Does it though? Like after that,
I think it does hurt.
Does it?
It does hurt a little bit.
After that fucking last playoff run, it was like
that's what everyone said. Everyone said, that's the final straw. I don't even care anymore. It still hurts a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like if your wife starts cheating on you, and then like you come home and she's getting fucked by like 7 guys, you're like, okay.
Well, it would be the...
All right, Stephanie.
It'd be the 7 guys fucking first, and then you get home and she's fucking 1, and you go, oh, this is bad. This is an improvement.
That's what I mean. Yeah, you're right. Thinking like, I mean, it's not going to get any worse than that. So
yeah.
But it still hurts when you come home and she's blowing the pool guy. I mean, that's...
They just it's awful too because you can see them give up on the ice. Like you can just see that they don't give a fuck.
I was... Back when I drove by Daniel Sedin, and he was like walking his kid and you have to see them outside the game situation to really realize that they don't care. Yeah. You have to look into that. We drove by and we went. It was right in that crazy playoff run, and we went. Yeah, man, we yelled out the window, and he just looked at us like, you don't get it. I don't care.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'll give $5 million to the children's hospital, but I really don't care about your fucking hockey team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I'm gonna go home.
Yeah.
And kill someone in my basement, hockey style. They have enough money to in Hostel when they're rich and they can like just kill people for fun.
Yeah.
I bet that Henrik goes home after a bad game and just kills a young Vietnamese kid in his basement, and like
he just throws it out onto his front lawn, and some guy comes and picks it up.
They have so much power.
Yeah.
And the one thing they really don't need to worry about is a big silver cup.
No. I mean,
that's the real lie, isn't it? Is that we think that it's as important to them as it's not.
No, there's no chance.
No one will ever say that, because anybody that's involved in the world of sports, on a sports show, or their livelihood depends on everybody caring too.
I kind of realize that when it's like, you think about that cup run and you say, what if they did win?
Yeah.
And then you go, well, the next year I would have been feeling the exact same shit.
Right.
I would have been going, come on, we have to win, even though it just happened.
Back
Yeah.
back to back.
And it's like, why? Who fucking really cares? It's so pointless.
Yeah, I tried to flip it last night because I was watching and I was like, all the Flames fans are so happy right now. Like, my mom lives in Calgary right now. She's like so happy. It's the same thing. They're just mercenaries too. They're not even from Vancouver. Like, it's just random peeps that have been hired to
No.
I mean, this is a pretty cynical view of sports, but you know, this is what it's like to be a Canucks fan.
Well,
this is where it leads you. You're wearing a Canucks t-shirt.
I am. I mean,
You're part of the problem.
I like the team. I like the prospects, the young guys,
Me too.
the old guys.
And what has it done for me?
No, well, nothing. But it entertains you for whatever 2 hours on a weekday. That's all it really does.
Yeah.
It gives you grief.
But it's ultimately, I have suffered a lot more than being happy, because I was pretty happy in the play. Yeah, that's really interesting what you said about how if they had won, what would it have been like the next day? I would have been hungover, and then it's not like I get a fucking ring or a bonus or anything.
It's not like you did anything either.
It's not like I accomplished it.
No, but you feel like you did.
Yeah.
It's silly. But I mean, I'm still on board. Like, I still watch hockey and love it, but I definitely feel that cynicism.
I'm officially
You're done.
I'm officially over it. Although I've said that before.
Yeah.
And
it's hard not to get into playoffs.
when they start doing well, yeah, what are you going to be? Well, I've made my choice last year when I was pissed off that I wasn't going to care anymore. Right?
Yeah.
We have an easier time getting over human beings than we do a sports team.
Yeah.
Like, I was so in love with my ex-girlfriend. We had this big passionate thing. It got really awful. We have a horrible breakup. 1 week later, I'm doing okay. Canucks, it's just an ongoing, never-ending pile of bollocks.
Yeah. Ugh. It really is.
Hey, let's do the auditing thing, though. Let's do an auditing session.
Okay.
People want to know what's going on with Scientology right now. There's documentaries coming out and stuff, so I don't know.
Might as well just
Could be
go find
interesting.
out. Yeah.
And fuck, it's all about like personality, and so maybe you should be totally honest. You should be like, I had a weed brownie and I laid there.
I have some real issues.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. Yeah, we do this every fucking time, though. We go over all these great ideas.
No, we'll do it.
We will.
We'll do it.
Yeah.
Let's set let's do the dark room.
Okay.
The
The dark room.
Imagine if you got stoned for that.
I couldn't do that. No. No. I would be. Oh God. Well. Yeah.
I'll get stoned for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll get baked, and we'll.
I mean, I feel like no isn't a good answer. Like, I should just be saying yes to everything.
I mean, we don't want to be a disaster where we get kicked out of the restaurant.
Okay.
And I feel like you put in your time on 420, and
God.
that's great. I really appreciated that. So I'll take the plunge, because I feel like going into a black room and eating food.
Yeah.
And just hearing your disembodied voice on the other side fucking with me is pretty great. We could even I don't know, it would be great if we could put a voice recorder in there.
Yeah, we could.
And have our
but
I mean, you can't light it up, that's the problem.
Yeah.
But if you had a quiet one that just clicked on.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do, cuz you're off school, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so next
technically.
whatever.
Not really.
Yeah. Well, wait, next week are you doing your on-air thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What time is that?
Noon to 4.
Okay, well, we'll go after that, right?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, I'll make a reservation, and we've got Brett, Stuart, and Cass all coming this weekend, so that's pretty much all that's gonna be. But yeah, next week let's go on a field trip.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Cheer up, young lad.
I am cheering up. I feel fine.
All right.
It's just I feel like this episode is a shitball.
Fair enough.
Nobody wants to listen to us planning all the cool shit we're gonna do.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we don't have to release this episode.
Yeah.
You know, it can. I mean, I'm totally of the mind of the opinion that we should just record as much shit as possible and just put up the best stuff anyway.
Okay.
So.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll re-listen to this and whatever. Figure it out.
Did I ever tell you about my cult experience?
No.
I used to go to a Buddhist retreat on Galiano Island. And I was doing it for a while, and I was into it. And I started doing longer retreats there. And, you know, they were getting some of my money, and it was pretty bizarre, man. Like, I mean, the Buddhism that's pitched to us in, like, society is not actual Buddhism. Like, real Buddhism...
It's whitewashed, yeah.
There's hell. There's a way darker vision of hell than the Christian hell. There's all sorts of magic and, you know, like, exorcism stuff going on there. The leader of this cult, it was called the... There's this guy named... And you would go and you'd sit in this house, and everyone has just given him money to build this, like, mansion in the plot of land they have.
Yeah.
And so people go there, and everyone would sleep on this retreat. I can't believe I did this shit. And it was silent, so there was no talking. And then you would go, and he would just give you lectures. And, you know, there was money, and he would fuck with people. Like, he would see stuff happening where he would be really mean and, like, breaking people down in front of you. And you're watching him do this. But it's so fucked up how you think, like, oh, you know, there's a reason why he's doing this. He's just trying to destroy the ego, or,
yeah,
you know... I was just...
What type of shit was he saying to people?
Well, for instance, there's one day where he had people... he would invite people every other day to come up and have breakfast with him. So, like, if there was 30 people on the retreat, and they're in the retreat area, and then his mansion is up this hill, you know, every day it's, okay, you choose a couple people to come up. So, one day I went up for breakfast with this woman, like this 50-year-old woman, and he has servants, basically. That because he's so worship, people want his teaching and feel like he's this enlightened guy, that people will, it's like an intern program basically, where they just travel with him and they attend to do whatever his needs. So I'm at breakfast and I watch him, the way he treats his servant people and the way he treats me and this woman, and he would just do things like I would say something and he would just go, wait, nobody's talking about that, why did you just bring that up? Okay, never mind. And just completely cut you off.
Right.
Or like, this woman made him porridge and brought the porridge to him. And he did this like weird mind game with her where he'd be like, oh, that's too much. Take some off and go. And she'd take some off and go back to the kitchen. And she'd bring it back. Well, that's not enough. I want more. More than that. And and he'd make people bow and lie on the ground to him. Just, if you saw this happening, you'd be like, what the...
This is like the master shit. This is
exactly like
the
master.
Straight up brainwashing.
But it was Buddhism, right? And everyone thinks Buddhism is like, oh, it's this totally peaceful, acceptable thing. So I feel like it was a lot easier for him to sucker people because it's not Scientology or something that is known to be a cult. Like, Buddhism's not a cult.
Yeah,
it's Buddhism.
People generally think of, you know, the shitty religions as Christianity, Muslims,
yeah.
and, you know, Judaism and shit.
Totally.
And then Buddhism is just this nice Eastern thing where everybody gets along.
So now all that, those were some red flags. But they make it, the trick is that whenever something like that happens, you always think, oh, it's my fault. You know, he's doing it for my own good. It must be because we need to learn something or do this or that.
You're like battered wives.
Go to his website. That's him.
That's him.
You like his little white tunic thing?
Yeah.
So all of that happened.
This guy's a creep.
And I get home and I do some research into, because he's always talking about his master. You know, all this shit gets passed down. Same like Scientology, you know, there's L. Ron Hubbard, and then there's the new leader that takes over. And he's always saying, you know, our blessed leader, L. Ron Hubbard. So this guy's teacher, his name was
Okay.
And he was like an exalted master. Like, I heard people talk about, oh, once we were walking up this cliff, and boulders started falling down the cliff, and we were about to get hit by a landslide, and he opened up his book and started talking, and the rocks parted. So apparently that happened.
Okay.
Right. So yeah. I do a Google search, and I'm still totally under the spell. I think my idea at that point was, maybe I'll do a painting of Namjal's face, and that will help tap me into the just psycho shit. But what actually comes up is a cult warning forum, and it's all these people that are talking about being sexually abused by him. And apparently he loved water sports, like he would pee on his disciples and like beat him, and it's allegedly, but there was enough of it that I was like kind of whoa. So I contacted one of the people, and they contacted me back, and I was talking to somebody on the phone for a while, and he told me about it was very similar to Scientology. They used to take people on freighters, ships, and get them out in the seas, cut off from society, and he would cut people and sexually abuse them and do tons of weird shit, according to this guy. But I believed him.
Yeah.
I just fucking believe. I'm like, why would he make this up? It doesn't make any sense. And he was like, he told me that his brother had been raped by. So all this crazy shit is happening, and I totally just, and I sent an email to that, and I was like, hey, I've found this information. I was, just wondering what your thoughts are on it. And he got back to me, and he just said, if you're gonna ask me questions, please make it be about your own unfolding. Think twice before you press that send button. And then I just never talked to him ever again.
Ugh.
But I was about to do a 6-month retreat. That was right before I was totally...
How long was the one that you did do?
I never did longer than a week.
No. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. I was about to do 6 months.
Wow. Was that also in Galiana or was
Galiana,
that...
yeah.
Fuck, man. Why did you turn to this cult or this Buddhism shit?
Well, because, I don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Like, I did have some cool spiritual experiences in my life, and I was interested in the meaning of life, and I was trying to figure things out, but unfortunately that led me astray. Yeah, it was some weird stuff going on there. And it's funny because I told other people that were still in it, hey, I found out this information, like I thought you should know, and nobody left. Wow. They all gave him the benefit of the doubt. Wow. And same with my girlfriend in this other cult. She talked to them, and her friend is on disability. She has no money. She's broke. And she is totally committed to this cult called Liberty and Balance Seminars that fucked with my girlfriend. And she's given them thousands of dollars. Yeah. And we talked to them, like, look, this is a cult. It's so clear. They're not helping you. The whole thing is supposed to be about personal self-development. You're in debt. They're not, and,
None of that matters. Like,
none of that matters.
Yeah.
You should listen to this guy talk. There's audio you can pull up on that website.
Idea that somehow, here's a funny thing. There's an idea that compassion involves work and is a drain. Isn't that true?
Can you pause it for 1 second?
If one is compassionate, then there's a drain on.
His voice is so hypnotic, too. You'll really appreciate how, like, somebody could be controlled by this guy. He's like the David Attenborough of, what's that guy? The
Attenborough? Yeah.
Attenborough of,
yeah,
fucking with people.
On one's energy. It takes energy to be compassionate. What would happen if I told you?
It's a really nice voice.
Yeah.
If it's real compassion, there's absolutely no drain whatsoever. And it's effortless. Good about your being, not yourself. You feel good about your being. Do you know what I mean by that? Beingness.
And it's all meaning. If you listen to what he's saying, it's just double talk. It's like, but it sounds so important.
It just sounds.
Play some more.
Yeah.
I'm a biologist who heads up the bioimaging facility. UBC asked me why I was going away for 5 months. What am I doing? I heard you're giving a 5-month retreat. What do you do in a 5-month retreat? He's a wonderful scientist. And I said to him, so tell me what you do. I said, we learn to be absolutely comfortable in our skin. He said, what? I said, yeah. Have you ever felt absolutely comfortable?
I learned to be absolutely comfortable in your skin. Yeah.
In your skin? He says, yeah. translator, because you're not going to be able to control the messages, right? You never know when something, something happens and you go, wow, that hurts.
Okay, so we definitely need to get some clips.
Yeah.
Because if you listen to, there's a lot of just babble, but people will ask questions, and that's the gold moments. When somebody asks a question that he doesn't like, and he'll go, that is the height of disrespect. Nope. And he'll cut them off. And
oh, fuck.
Yeah, it's just great.
Love getting a rise out of these people.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Let's wrap it up. I'm Alex Biron. You can follow me on Twitter at AlexBiron88, and the same handle for Instagram. Simon's going to be on the radio soon.
April 25th to May 1st, I'll be on 107.9, noon to 4. Listen to me doing some hack radio bits. I think it'll be pretty good.
And we've got 3 new comedians coming on this weekend. So we'll go on some field trips next week, and we'll have some laughs this weekend. God bless.
Love you. Email us.